What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. College football. Miami Hurricanes versus Texas A&M Aggies. Uh, the Canes have a 45.7% chance to win, and the Aggies have a 54.3% chance to win. This is at A&M. So Miami's 10 nation, 10-2 record. A&M is 7 nation, 11-1 record. So this could be a good game. Of course, Miami, they're facing some pressure because some people thought Notre Dame should have gone in ahead of them in the playoffs, even though Miami beat Notre Dame. So, with quarterbacks, you have Carson Beck for Miami, 263 out of 352, 30, 72 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 receptions. Marcel Reed for A&M, 209 out of 338, 29, 32 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 receptions. So, these stats are comparable. And, a lot of stuff, it's probably could be an evenly matched game. I think with it being at A&M, with how that crowd's going to be, I think Texas A&M will beat Miami tomorrow. Tulane Green Wave versus Ole Miss Rebels. Tulane is a 16% chance, and Ole Miss has a 4% chance. This is at Ole Miss, so this is one of the first round games for the playoffs. Tulane's 11 nation, 11-2 record. Ole Miss is 16 nation, 11-1 record. So yeah, so QBs, Retzlaff for Tulane, 222 at 356, 28, 62 yards, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Chambliss for Ole Miss, 218 out of 333, 30, 16 yards, 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So obviously, Ole Miss has the better quarterback. And look, this is you know Power Five versus Group of Five. I mean, and it's not even just that; it's SEC versus Group of Five. Like I don't think Tulane really has a prayer with this being at Ole Miss. And basically the SEC is very battle hardened compared to other conferences. So that's gonna help Ole Miss. So yeah, I think Ole Miss will beat Tulane tomorrow. James Madison Dukes versus Oregon Ducks. James Madison is 11.8% chance to win. Oregon is 88.2% chance to win. This is since Oregon is the higher seed team, they are the home team, and so JMU is 12 nation, 12-1 record. Oregon is 5 nation, 11-1 record. So this could be a good game. The quarterbacks for JMU you have Barnett who's 193 out of 322, 25 33 yards, 21 touchdowns and interceptions. Moore for Oregon, 227 out of 313, 27 33 yards, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So you could make an argument that Moore's a better quarterback than James Madison, and you can make a good argument for that. And this is at Oregon. Big Ten is a little little Battlehorn conference than whatever JMU is doing. So yeah, this could give this like I can see this being a blowout, regardless if it's a blow or not. I think I think with it being at Oregon, I think Oregon beats James Madison. College men's basketball. St. John's Red Storm versus Kentucky Wildcats. Uh, St. John's has a 48.5% chance to win. Kentucky is a 51.5% chance to win. This is in Atlanta. So, neutral site. So that could be interesting. And, so, yeah, St. John's, they're out, they're out of Queens, New York. So, Atlanta, that's going to be more of a home game for Kentucky than for St. John's. So, yeah, so, with, so St. John's is 22 nations, 7-3 record. Kentucky's unranked, 7-4 record. With stats, St. John's is more points per game, points against, field goal percentage is even. Kentucky is more rebounds per game, assists per game. St. John's is more blocks per game, and slightly more steals per game. So yeah, so this could be a good game. I think it's close to where home field advantage is going to be the big thing here. So I think Kentucky's going to get the upset and will beat St. John's. Ohio State Buckeyes versus North Carolina Tar Heels. Ohio State is a 52.2% chance to win. North Carolina is a 47.8% chance to win. This is in Atlanta, so basically due to distance, it's probably more of a home game for North Carolina than for Ohio State. And so Ohio State is a 52.2% chance to win. UNC has a 47.8% chance to win. So with stats, Ohio State has more points per game, points against, field goal percentage. UNC is more rebounds per game. Ohio State is more assists per game. Uh, North Carolina has more blocks per game and slightly more steals per game. So yeah, this could be very good. I think a lot of these stats are pretty close. So I think home field advantage is going to be the big thing here. So I think North Carolina will beat Ohio State. Houston Cougars versus Arkansas Razorbacks. Houston has a 77.8% chance to win. Arkansas has a 22.1% chance to win. So this is in New York. So obviously it's not back. It's not in Arkansas. As far as distance, it's probably not significant difference. So I don't know necessarily who would have more. Like, so Houston has a 77.8% chance to win. Arkansas has a 22.1% chance to win. So yeah, with stats, Arkansas has more points per game, points against, field goal percentage. Houston has more rebounds per game. Uh, Arkansas has slightly more assists per game. Blocks per game is even, and Houston has more steals per game. So yeah, this could be pretty good. I mean, this is a rank versus rank matchup. So Houston's 8 in the nation, 10-1 record. Arkansas's 14 nation, 9-2 record. So yeah, I think this could be pretty good. The stats that really stand are points against and points because of the difference between the two teams and that. So yeah, I think with it being at Arkansas, with that being Newark it might be honestly I don't know who have more. So if it was at in Texas or basically say okay maybe Houston's a home advantage or put it around where Arkansas is located. Who knows? So this is another neutral site thing. But I think with the stats, with that difference in points per game and points against, those being the big outliers, the rest are pretty close. Like that, I think that puts a favor definitely for Arkansas. So I think Arkansas will beat Houston. Auburn Tigers versus Purdue Boilermakers. Auburn's a 34.5% chance to win. Purdue is a 65.5% chance to win. This is in Indianapolis, Indiana. So basically it's basically a home game for Purdue in essence. So yeah, so Auburn is 21 nation, 8-3 record. Purdue is 6 nation, 10-1 record. So yeah, for stats, Auburn's for points per game and points against. Purdue is a higher field goal percentage, more rebounds per game, assists per game. Auburn is more blocks per game and steals per game. This could be a good game. I think with how close these are, I think home advantage is going to be the big thing here. So I think Purdue will beat Auburn. Big Blue Devils versus Texas Tech Red Raiders. Duke has an 85.7% chance to win, and Texas Tech has a 14.3% chance to win. This is in Madison Square Garden in New York City. So yeah, so Duke is 3 nation, 11-0 record. Texas Tech is 19 nation, 8-3 record. So yeah, so neutral site game. Yeah, so with stats, Duke has more points per game. Uh, hmm, uh, Texas Tech has more points against. Duke has a higher field goal percentage, more rebounds, more assists, more blocks, and slightly more steals per game than the Red Raiders. So yeah, this could be an interesting game, and so yeah, like I think with these stats, they're relatively close. So I think home field advantage is going to be the big thing here. So I think Texas Tech will beat Duke. College women's basketball. Louisville Cardinals versus Tennessee Volunteers. Louisville is a 45.9% chance to win. Tennessee is a 54.1% chance to win. This is part of the Champions Classic, so this is in Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So yeah, so Louisville 16 nation, 11-3 record. Tennessee is 17 nation, 7-2 record. So this is pretty close in rankings. So its stats, Tennessee has slightly more points per game, slightly and points against. Uh, Louisville is with higher field goal percentage. Tennessee has more rebounds per game. Louisville has slightly more assists per game. Tennessee has more blocks per game and steals per game. So yeah, some of these stats they're pretty close, close up to where I think home field advantage is gonna be the big thing here. So I think Tennessee will beat Louisville. Iowa Hawkeyes versus UConn Huskies. Iowa is a 9% chance to win. UConn is a 91% chance to win. This is this is in Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So yeah, so Iowa's 11 nation, 10-1 record. UConn is 1 nation, 11-0 record. So yeah, so for stats, UConn is more points per game. Iowa is more points against. Field goal percentage is even. Iowa has more rebounds per game. UConn has more assists per game, blocks per game, and steals per game. So a lot of these stats they're pretty close. So I think home field. So I mean, as far as home field advantage, there's probably gonna be more. If it's in New York, there's probably gonna be more UConn fans there than Iowa, just due to proximity. So if like you have a fan base in those stands, like because it's a neutral site game, that like basically all but like dominates the stands, it's probably gonna be UConn. I don't think it's gonna be Iowa. So I think UConn will beat Iowa. NBA Houston Rockets versus Denver Nuggets. The Rockets have a 47.8% chance to win. The Nuggets have a 52.2% chance to win. This is at Denver. So yeah, for injuries, for the Rockets, Easton, Finney Smith, and Van Vliet are out. For Nuggets, Watson's a game time decision, and Braum and Gordon are out. So yeah, for stats, the Nuggets have more points per game, points against, higher field goal percentage. Uh, Rockets have more rebounds per game. Nuggets have more assists per game. Rockets have more blocks per game and steals per game. So yeah, this could be a pretty good game. I think it's pretty close between these two teams. So I think home field advantage is gonna be the big thing here. So I think the Nuggets will beat the Rockets. Boston Celtics versus Toronto Raptors. The Celtics have a 52.6% chance to win. The Raptors have a 47.4% chance to win. This is at Houston. So yeah, for injuries, so Harper Jr. is a game time decision, and Tatum is out. For the Raptors, Poelli is a game time decision, and Barrett is out. So yeah, for stats, yeah, Boston. So the Celtics have slightly more points per game. Uh, Raptors have more points against, slightly higher field goal percentage. Um, Celtics have slightly more rebounds per game. Raptors have more assists per game. Uh, Celtics have more blocks per game, and Raptors have slightly more steals per game. So yeah, this could be good, you know. Yeah, so this could be a pretty good game. I think. Yeah. So yeah. So you know, you can like this. Like I think this could be a really good. Like the injuries definitely make it a lot more interesting. Yeah, I think with it being with the how close some of these stats were, I think home evades could be the big thing here. So I think the Raptors will beat the Celtics. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? You know, if you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next video.